You're a little young to be setting up a bar. Just checking.
Like you're doing the dad jokes today, not me.
All right. So you go for it.
Hello, my name is Sarah Riddick, and today I will be presenting my scenic design from Wonderland, music by Jack Wilder. This piece is asterisk for talk of substance abuse, if you couldn't tell, so if any of this offends you, please take the time to leave now. Thank you. And with that, I proudly represent District 3, Troop 5777. For my scenic design, I chose Wonderland, a charming, soaring musical that transports a fresh version of Alice in Wonderland into a realm of vivid fantasy. I wanted to focus on the darker, more adult themes of Wonderland, with nods to the iconic classic intertwined. The story follows Alice, a struggling adult author, post-divorce with a child in a New York City apartment. Similar and expected chaos ensues, relating back to the original text with a fun, profound twist to the Wonderland we know. One of these twists, introducing the unexpected antagonist, surrounds the Mad Hatter. A majority of the show takes place in the home of our crazed and favorite character, but rather than celebrating, they're found plotting to overthrow the Queen of Hearts and fuel a rebellion. The Hatter's political position, the Tea Party, and a grown Alice drove me to steer away from the classic Earl Grey tea and towards a Long Island iced tea. I found a bar the perfect interpretation to escalate the text and enhance the adult themes of change. I delved deeper into the clubs of the 80s, having my final design influenced by the underground rave scene. The overall nature of raves being elusive, hidden, and intrusive made this the perfect start. I found underground bars, with their rough, concrete textures, a fantastic parallel to New York. The graffiti added a fun and sporadic twist and link to Wonderland in the real world. My focus on the UV lighting, one moment, just have to come up the chairs. My focus on the UV lighting is to touch on similar feelings, but also make Wonderland feel more transformative and alive. Even the designs of my chairs and tables are meant to bring about this quality while nodding to the psychedelic image of a mushroom. This use of color and lighting, paired with the desired fogging element, are all meant to liven up the space and invoke the feeling of a club, while being open enough to see the action unfurling. I previously mentioned a fog element. I would incorporate this within the hanging champagne racks. I found inspiration from Holi, the Hindu festival, as I wanted the pigment powder effect to emerge and pull out of the bottles to reflect the pulling of the cork. This effect is cue specific and is not constant throughout the show. Wanting to continuously find ways to connect Wonderland to New York, I decided on the reoccurring textures of concrete and even relied on graffiti as a storytelling medium. The actual colors are where the two worlds greatly differ. The dulled colors of reality and urbanization are best seen in the proscenium. There are hidden elements of blacklight painting and graffiti that only become visible in Wonderland. You may notice the blurs of dull color, sitting here, and so on. These are located specifically to be turned on as the story progresses to reflect items that Alice discovers along her journey, such as the shoe, the glasses, the watch, and so on. Overall, the visual elements presented in the design are simple, yet lighting and color create a fascinating series of visual effects, and I focused heavily on collaborative moments to truly bring Wonderland to life. Thank you.
Excellent job. Shout out for using the blacklight pen. That was great. As soon as she brought that up, I was like, oh, this is exciting. She's going to have something with blacklight. No, I really appreciate it. I'm a lighting designer by trade, and I appreciate any talk of that, or really inclusion into that into the set as you're telling the story. I thought you did a great job of doing that and explaining why you did that. Love the sketches in your progress pictures in here. That's just great. I think anybody that's been in this a long time has a collection of these. Don't get rid of that. Save that. Because you're going to look back at that in 30 years and go, oh yeah, look how far I've come type of thing. The construction of your little set piece is great. I can see you actually took the time to like actually build that out. Like you might actually build that in real life. So that's cool. I like your deck work, as you mentioned with that. You use masking. Thank you. I think you're the first person today that got their masking on there like that. So that's awesome. That helps complete the model. Helps take into account accent spaces. So, what are these little things here? I'm just curious where you source them and then what they actually represent in the show.
So I found inspiration from champagne racks. Here they are represented with lucite that I used a children's stained glass set to paint. And then they're ends of pipettes. They're the ends of pipettes and the colored hot glue inside to hopefully give off the image of a bottle inside of it.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the colored powder would emerge.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I like all your little shapes up here. And this is, for those in the audience, this is actual wood. That's great. Corey, what?
Look, I really love your attention to detail in your design. I think it's really nice. You obviously thought it through. You did enough research to showcase it. The added additional lights and stuff are just added benefit for us. Anything that I say is just nitpicky at this point, right? But I would make sure that you have some crossover space just for your actors. So putting this scrim or psych or whatever it is this far back, it doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room here. I mean, you've thought about the mask, as you said, the legs here, which help to prevent you from seeing through to the wings, which is perfect. I would just slide everything up just a little bit. The different textures really help give that depth of field, and it sets a tone for the scene. I think it's gorgeous. And maybe it's me, I love that you're playing with the proscenium. The only thing I wish is it was just a little more simple, right? Just going from the page. I love the idea of going from the page to the tangible item, but I would almost have it just kind of fade over to one kind of item. Like,
Okay.
I know that for intents and purposes, what you're working with, you only have so many things you can work with. But even if you printed out something to kind of convey that. But again, I'm nitpicking. I think it's beautiful. I love the concept and all the thoughts you went through and making it insanity and all that good stuff. I think it's well crafted.
Thank you.
Quick question on the table lights. Are those coming up from below, or are those all self-contained within the table?
They're behind.
Yeah, they're like in the bar and they come under the
The wires underneath the lights.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I think, that's what people don't think about when I talk about details, and we talk about like masking flats, we talk about exit stairs. Those are the things that just add to your design. I think that's what you've done with, you're talking about the rave. So having these light up tables and the black lights and all that, it just keeps compounding and adding to your design. And I think it's a great job.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.